Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, good morning, students.
Morning, sir.
Okay, so I hope everybody is fine, and then hopefully next meeting there will be more participants will be joining our class. Okay, so today we are going to study, are we going to continue our previous lesson? Do you still remember our previous lesson, what we were talking about? We were talking about perfect tenses, right? So last meeting we were talking about present perfect tense. So well, actually we will be studying three tenses: future perfect tense, present perfect tense, perfect continuous tense, and past perfect tense. Okay, so today it will be past perfect tense, and I believe you are familiar with these tenses. But to understand more or further about these tenses, we will be talking further about that. Okay, so, but before going further, I'd like to share what are the learning objective or the purpose of our topic today. Okay. So, our topic is past perfect tense, and then the learning objective. What are the learning objective? First, you will be able to identify the structure of past perfect tense. The structure, what is the pattern of past perfect tense? Yeah. So, and then number two, or the second objective or the second purpose is you will be able to identify the use of past perfect tense. How do you use past perfect tense? Okay. And then number three, you will able to use present. Oh, sorry, this is not present, but past perfect tense in a complete sentence. You will be able to use, so just erase the present, but we will be able to use past perfect tense in a complete sentence. Okay, past perfect tense. All right, so let's start. Okay, so how do you use? How does past perfect tense express about what? Yeah, past perfect tense used to express an action in the past before another action in the past. So we are talking about something in the past. Something, it means there are two actions. If there are two actions in the past, okay, the action in the past before another action in the past. So that is past perfect tense. When there is an action in the past before another action in the past, then we have to use past in the past perfect tense. I'm going to give you the example here. So again, we are talking about something happened in the past. Okay, in the past, the train left at 9 a.m. We arrived at 9:15 a.m. When we arrived, the train had left or had already left. So for example, you were going to a train station yesterday and you missed your train. You missed your train yesterday. Yeah, your ticket, on your ticket, it stated that the train leave every day at 9 a.m. You were supposed to be there before 9 a.m. But you arrived at the train station at 9:15. So, what had happened? Apa yang terjadi dong? Ya. So, what happened then? When we arrived yesterday, the train had left. Yeah, because you arrived at 9:15. And the train supposed to leave, leave every day 9 a.m. So you mean you miss your train. So you can say, when we arrived, the train had left or had already left. So which one is past perfect tense? Which sentence is expressing past perfect tense here? Yeah, the train had left. The train had left is the sentence express past perfect tense, or an action in the past before another action in the past. So which one happened first? Yang mana yang duluan terjadi? Which one happened first? You come first and then the train leave. You arrive first or the train leave. There are two actions. You arrive and the train leave. Okay. There are two actions there. Ada dua pekerjaan di situ. Okay. The train, you arrive and the train, or we arrive and the train leave. Right. So which one happened first? Yang mana yang duluan terjadi? Which one happened first? Which action happened first? Yeah. The train leave happened first and then you come. Okay. So the action in the past before another action in the past. So the action before another action is the past perfect tense. So which one is the past perfect tense here? The train had left. The train had left and then you arrive. Yeah, not you arrive and the train left. If you arrive and then the train left, it means you do not miss your train. I hope you understand. Okay, when we arrived, the train had left. So the train had left action is the first action, and then the second action is you arrive. So the first action happened first, you should express that in past perfect tense. And the second action is past tense. This is past tense when we arrived, past tense, and the train had left is past perfect tense. What are the difference between them? So this one is using past perfect tense, is using had, and then followed by verb 3. But in past tense, subject and verb 2. Okay, now we go ahead. Do we go to the next slide? Okay, so past perfect tense. We use past perfect tense to show that an action took place once or many times before another point in the past. So like before. Okay, here is the picture. I hope you can see the picture clearly. Yeah, I'm sorry the picture is not very clear, but I would like to, I will describe it. I will try to explain it. Okay, so the first picture, Sarah and Paul went to the same party last week. Sarah and Paul. This is Paul and this is Sarah. You say Paul, yeah, Paul, yeah, Paul. Paul and Sarah. They went to the same party last week, but they did not see each other. They did not see each other. Paul left the party. Why didn't they meet or see each other? Because Paul left the party at 10:30 and then Sarah arrived at 11 o'clock. Okay, Sarah arrived at 11 o'clock. Okay, Paul left the party at 10 o'clock. So when you are joining these two sentences together, you can say, so when Sarah arrived at the party, Paul wasn't there. Why? Because he had gone home. He had gone home. Or, yeah, he had gone home. So which one happened first? Which one happened first? Sarah arrived or Paul gone home?
Paul gone home, sir.
Right, Paul gone home. That is the first action. Right, so here, look at this one here. Paul 10:30 and Sarah at 11. Okay. So the first action you express in past perfect tense, and the second action you express in the past tense. When Sarah arrived at the party, Paul wasn't there. He had gone home. Or you can say, when Sarah arrived at the party, Paul had gone home. You can say that too. Yeah. When Sarah arrived at the party, Paul had gone home. Paul had gone home. So, Paul had gone home or he had gone home is past perfect tense. So please try to remember the pattern here or the form. Yeah, this one is subject and had, and I forgot to put had here. And then after had, you use verb 2 or verb 3. Gone here is verb 2 or verb 3. Is it verb through or second
Three,
verb?
sir.
Verb 3, or you can say also past participle, verb 3 or past participle. Okay, go, when, gone. Okay, so we use the third verb, gone. How about this word? Swim, swam, swam. Which one is the third verb or the past participle? Yes? Which is the past participle of swim, swam, swam? Yeah, who can tell? Which one is the verb 3? Can you hear me? The verb 3 is swam. Yeah, the writing is swim. Yes, swim, swam, swam. You see swam? Okay, what about this one? Got, gotten, get. Got, gotten, get. Which one is the third verb?
Gotten, sir.
Gotten. Very good. That's correct. Okay, so we continue now. Okay. Yeah, okay, the next slide. Okay, so I'm going to show you here the sequence of events. Yeah, garis susunannya. Yeah, the sequence of events. So past perfect. Yeah, the timeline is you're gonna say had. This is the past. This is the thing that indicate in the limit. Yeah, the sign. Yeah, the sign is past, and this one is now. Okay, and this is past. So when you are expressing past perfect tense, is more is more than the past. Yeah, behind the past. Yeah. So this is past perfect tense, and this one is simple past, and this one is now present. So when you say, I had never seen such a beautiful beach before I went to Kuta. I had never seen such a beautiful beach before I went to Kuta. So which is the position of you went to Kuta? Which one? Where is the position of you went to Kuta beach? Here or here or here? Here. I went to Kuta. The position is here in the past, and I had never seen such a beautiful beach. I had never seen such a beautiful beach. It is here. Okay. So the situation or the condition that I saw. So when you come here, it means you saw. Oh, now you saw a beautiful beach. Yeah, but before that, you had never seen such a beautiful beach. Okay, this is now. So you are talking here. You are talking here. Yeah, but you are talking about something happened in the past. So you can say, I had never seen such a beautiful beach before I went to Kuta. You are talking here, but you are talking something happened in the past. Here is another example. You had studied English before you moved to New York. Okay. Right. So where is the position of you moved to New York? Here in the past, yeah. And then you had studied English here. So which one happened? Which is the first action? You studied English or you moved to New York?
Studied English, sir.
Yeah, okay. It means before you move to New York, you had studied English. Okay, you had studied English before you moved to New York. When did you move to New York? In the past, also in the past, not now, but also in the past. Maybe last year you moved to New York last year, and before last year you had studied English. Before last year you had studied English, or before you moved to New York you had studied English. So so which one is the past perfect tense? You had studied English. And then you moved to New York is present simple past tense. So this is the first action and this is the second action. Okay. So you can use the connection or the conjunction here using before. Okay. Yeah, use before here. I had never seen such a beautiful beach before I went to Kuta. You had studied English before you moved to New York. Okay, next. Okay, had never seen. Okay, this is an explanation of the previous sentence. Okay, they had never seen and had studied. This is the first action. The position is here. And went to Kuta and moved to New York. This is second action. This is also in the past. And then this one is the now. The present is now here. This is the past. Okay. I had never seen such a beautiful beach before I went to Kuta. Here, the position is here. Like I said before. Okay, so here is a glance of the forms. Yeah. Okay, subject, auxiliary verb, and then the main verb. Yeah. I had, so we use only had here. I had finished my work. If you want to give the more explanation, before you came. Yeah. Come. I had finished my work before you came. Yeah, I already finished before you came. All right. You had arrived before me. It means there are two actions here. You had arrived and I arrived. Yeah, who arrived first? If you arrive first, then you say, if he arrived first or you arrived first, you can say you had arrived before me or before I arrived. Yeah, you had arrived before me or before I arrived. Okay, this is in affirmative or in positive. So subject had. We don't use have. We don't use has. We use only had for all subject. And then here the main verb is verb 3. Verb 3, okay? Or past participle. And then negative. She had not gone to Bali. Yeah, and the second negative, we had not forgotten our task. So here, auxiliary subject and then auxiliary verb. And then the difference between negative and positive, we add not. Where do we put not? We add not after the auxiliary verb. Yes, after helping verb, after had. Yeah, we put not. Or before the main verb. Yeah, not. We had forgotten not our task. Oh, no. Okay. And we can say, we had or we not forgotten our task. No, it's wrong too. But you need had here. Okay. What about the interrogative or the question? Okay. Then you have to bring the auxiliary verb to the front here. Had. And then followed by you is as a subject. Yeah. And then slap. Still verb 3. Yeah. Verb 3. No matter what kind of sentence, affirmative or positive or negative or interrogative, the verb is still verb 3. We do not change the verb. Okay? We do not change the verb. Okay? Positive, negative, and interrogative. Had you slept? Had they eaten dinner? Okay. Okay, the next is, okay, we use now one complete action before something in the past. Something occurred before another action in the past. Sesuatu terjadi sebelum kejadian yang lain terjadi in the past. Like we said before, yeah. I had never seen such a beautiful beach before I went to Kuta. Yeah. Susan had ever studied there before she moved to Thailand. Okay, like the previous. Okay. Okay, and then the second use is duration before something in the past. It's like duration, yeah. We use the past perfect tense to show that something started in the past and continued up until another action in the past. It's like a duration. It still continued, okay, until another action in the past. It's like a duration. Ada durasinya dia, ada masanya, ada durasi. So here, like this one here, past. So the duration here, past. Still in the past, yeah. Here is present. For example, like we had that car for 10 years before it broke down. Yeah. Do you think the car is still, they still have the car or not now? No, they don't have the car now. But they had, we had. Why did us to had here? Yes, the first had is as auxiliary verb and the second had is as the main verb. So different function. This is as helping verb or auxiliary verb and this one is as ordinary verb or main verb. Yeah, we had that car for 10 years. Yeah, durasinya. So how long is the duration? For 10 years. They own that car. They had that car for 10 years. Ya durasinya for 10 years. Selama 10 tahun, right? And then broken. So, and then they are talking now. Yeah, we had that car for 10 years before it broke down. When the car broke down, in the past, not now, in the past. Okay, they felt bad about selling the house because they had owned it for more than 40 years. And explanation is still the same. So the duration is for 40 years they had it, but and after that 40 years after, and maybe they sold it. Yeah, they sold the house. Is it when did they sell the house? Now or yesterday or in the past? In the past. Okay. Right, so it's duration, ada durasi, jangka waktu, okay? Okay, and then the next is past perfect tense use to talk about a past action that ended before another action or time in the past. We use before and after, and then also simple past. When we are talking past perfect tense, we often use before and after. Okay, and also simple past for the second action. For example, like my father had slept before I arrived home. Which clause indicate past perfect tense? My father had slept or I arrived home. Can you tell me? Which sentence express past perfect tense? My father had slept or I arrived home. Can you tell me? The past perfect tense is my father had slept. This is past perfect tense. And then I arrived home. My father had slept before I arrived home. So my father slept first and then I arrived home. So this is the first action and this one is the second action. So now we use after. And then how do we use after? After the class finished, the rain had stopped. Yeah. So which happened? How many action occur? Berapa kejadian terjadi di sini? There are two actions. There are two actions. The first is the class finished and the rain stopped. But which one happened first? The class finished or the rain stopped? Which one happened first?
Kelas finish, sir.
Kelas finish? Yang mana duluan terjadi? Class finish or rain stop? You must be careful using after here and before, okay? After the class finish, the rain had stopped. Yeah, the rain had stopped first and then class finished because we're using after. After the class finished, the rain had stopped. Ya, pada saat kelasnya selesai, hujannya udah reda. Ya, hujan reda duluan berhenti, hujannya duluan berhenti. Ya. Or you can say the rain had stopped before the class finished. Okay? The rain had stopped before the class finished. Okay? My father had slept before I arrived home. Okay, and also time expressions used in the past perfect tense, you can use when, after, before, as soon as, by the time, by, and until. This is like the, what is that we call, expressions, the time expression, ya waktu-waktu yang digunakan. Biasanya koneksinya, penyambungnya ada when, after, before, as soon as, by the time, by, and until. Here are the example. By the time we arrived to the airport, the plane had already landed. Yeah. By the time we arrived to the airport, the plane had already landed. Pada saat kita sampai di airport, the plane had already. Oh, so which one happened first?
The plane had already landed, sir.
The plane had already landed and then you arrived to the airport. Okay. The plane had already landed is the first action, and then coming after that, you arrive to the airport. So you miss your, so you didn't see when the plane was landing, right? Because it's already landed when you arrive. So here, look at this one, after, as soon as. When you use after, ya, sesudah kata after, it's followed by past perfect tense. And then after past perfect tense is simple past tense. When you use after, okay? But when you use before, when we use before or by the time, it's followed by simple past tense and after comma and after that past perfect tense. Example like after the previous one, this one, after the class finished, the rain had stopped. Yeah, and if you use before, my father had slept before I arrived. So the past perfect tense first, and then before, and then simple past. So the pattern is this one, after and then past perfect tense, and then simple past tense. And before is simple past tense and then past perfect tense. I think I made mistake here, sorry. So this one, after is followed by past perfect tense, and before is followed by simple past tense. Okay, sample here. Let me show you the sample. Okay, this one. Before is followed by simple past tense. Yeah, before is followed by simple past tense. Before I went to Kuta. Yeah, before she moved to Thailand. Okay, it's followed by what is that? Simple past tense. Okay, past perfect tense, and then before, and then simple past. Okay, past perfect tense, before, and simple past. Past perfect tense, before, and simple past. So here, We had that car for 10 years before it broke down. Past perfect 10, before, and simple past. Okay? Hope you understand. This one, past perfect 10, before, and simple past. My father had slept before I arrived home. And then after, followed by simple past. Okay, so this one, just ignore this one, okay? So I made mistake here, okay? So this one, another example, how to use before versus after here. After he had eaten his breakfast, he went to school. So after is followed by past perfect tense, and before is followed by simple past. This is the correct one, okay? After he had eaten his breakfast, he went to school. So which one happened first? Which one happened first? He ate his breakfast and then he went to school, right? After he had eaten his breakfast, he went to school. Ya, setelah dia makan sarapan, dia pergi ke sekolah. So this one is the first action, and that is the second action. Okay, and how to use before? Before he went to school. Before he went to school. This is different. Before is followed by, after before is followed by simple past, and after is past perfect tense. Before he went to school, he had eaten his breakfast, or he had eaten his breakfast before he went to school. That's fine too. He had eaten his breakfast before he went to school. After he had eaten his breakfast, he went to school, or he went to school after he had eaten his breakfast. That's fine. Okay? Using after and before. Okay, now I'm going to give you a exercise. Can you make a similar sentence using after and before? Okay, finish his education and apply for a job. So can you use after and before here? Which one is the first action and which one is the second action? Can you? Yes? Yes? No one? Finish his education and apply for a job. Which one happened first? He finished his education first and then he applied for a job. Hello? Anybody home? Yang mana kira-kira duluan terjadi? Dia menyelesaikan pendidikannya atau dia melamar pekerjaan?
Finish his education, sir.
Yes. Yang pertama duluan terjadi finish his education, ya, and then apply for a job. Ya, masa ngelamar pekerjaan dulu baru education? No. So can you make a sentence using past perfect tense and then the connection is after or and before? Can you? After?
Yes, can, sir.
Yes, please. After.
After he had finished his education, he applied for a job.
Oh, that's good, right? After he had finished his education, he applied for a job. Can you use before?
Answer.
Yes. Yes, please.
But before he applied for a job, he had finished his education.
Yeah, very good. Before he applied for a job, he had finished his education. That's right. Before he applied for a job, he had finished his education. Very good. Okay, one more. Now also you can use by the time. By the time. You understand how to use by the time? So the previous one is like I gave you already before this one. By the time. What does it mean by the time? Pada saat ya. By the time we arrived to the airport, the plane had already landed. Pada saat ya kita sampai di airport, the plane had already landed. So that is, so by the time is followed by simple past tense, and then the second is past perfect tense. But still, the first action is this one, the plane had already landed. Okay. Okay, now you make a sentence using by the time here. And then the verb is arrive home and cook dinner. Which one happened first, arrive home or cook dinner? Yes?
Arrive home, sir.
Which one happened first?
Arrive home, sir.
Yang terjadi duluan yang mana? Nyampe di rumah atau cook dinner? Ada dua orang ini. Ini kamunya, ini ibumu yang masak.
Cook dinner, sir.
Cook dinner. Okay, so how do you say in the sentence? Yes, by the time we arrived home, my mom had already cooked the dinner. Okay, by the time I arrived home, my mom had already cooked dinner. So my mom had already cooked dinner is past perfect tense, and by the time I arrived home is simple past. Okay. All right. I think that's all of our lesson today, and I hope you understand. If you have problem or question, feel free to ask. Okay, you can ask me on Schoology in our discussion, or you can ask me by email, or you can call me directly. I think that's all for today. Thank you for joining our class today, and have a nice day. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh.